That's Nick.
And that's Joseph, and today we're here to talk about Tigertail, which is available on Netflix April 10th, 2020. It's the directorial debut of Alan Yang. It has nothing to do with Tiger King.
No, because when you said let's watch Tigertail, I thought for sure it was that new episode of Tiger King. Sadly, it is not.
It's not that. It's the debut of writer-producer Alan Yang. He's a writer-producer on things like Parks and Rec, also Master of None, a couple other notable series.
Fun shows. This is not a fun movie.
This is not a fun movie. It's a very personal, partially autobiographical film based on his own father's experience, who was an immigrant from Taiwan and kind of going back to the homeland and developing the Asian American experience.
Yeah, it's pretty dry.
It's very dry. It's something that I've seen a lot of people already say is poignant and a slow burn, and something that you said that I agree with wholeheartedly is a slow burn indicates that there's a peak flame somewhere, which I don't believe that that happens.
Ain't no flame.
No, that's not to say that I think it's a terrible film. It's just it's very it feels very personal.
Yeah. I was trying to describe the story earlier, and it's difficult because there's not much happening. But there is so much happening because it's over the course of 50 years or
30.
So the main actor, his name is
Tzi Ma plays the grown-up version of I'm gonna butcher the name, Kunjue, a young boy who's growing up in Taiwan. Tigertail is taken from the name that's the translated name of the township he's from.
He grows up with his mom. They work in a factory. She wants him to marry a good girl. He ends up the manager of the factory he and his mom work in offer him his daughter's hand if he takes her to the US.
Yes.
So it's kind of like an arranged marriage. Mm-hmm. But this is also told in flashbacks. So we also get flashbacks of him interacting with another young lady who we get the impression he is more into than her. The problem is this character's affect is so flat that I didn't really get a sense of who he liked. Also, the two ladies to me were very similar looking.
As the young women.
As the young women. So I couldn't really distinguish one from the other because he doesn't seem to be more in love with one over the other. Because the woman who he has the arranged marriage with, she's a lovely young lady, mm-hmm. and she's trying to make a life for them too. Mm-hmm. They moved to the US in what looks like late 70s, early 80s, and he's just in New York. He's just working. She's kind of in the house alone. She befriends a woman who is also from Taiwan, mm-hmm. an older woman, kind of commiserates with her. They grow older, have children, and then we also are brought into modern time where this character has a daughter, mm-hmm. and she is having issues with her significant other, and they break up. Mm-hmm. So she's kind of longing for a connection with her dad because she says at one point in probably the pivotal scene that I've never been able to talk to you.
Yeah.
And he kind of has nothing to offer her because he's been so emotionally distant from her. But very early on in the film, I thought, oh, this is going to be about this man who never got to experience true love. So when his daughter is going through this, he's going to advocate for her following her heart. But that's not what happens. He's just kind of flat, well, it is what it is. Mm-hmm. And then it ends with him realizing that he needs to do better by his daughter. So the last scene of the film is him taking her to Taiwan to kind of show her key features of his childhood.
Yeah, where he grew up, the fact.
But it's very I don't even know if this was Taiwan. It's just him walking down a road and pointing at a house and them standing there, and that's the end. Yeah,
it's the feeling. I don't think it's a slow burn. The film felt inert to me.
Yes.
Tzi Ma is
I need a drink. Hold on. Go
ahead. It's a notable character actor. You've seen him in a ton of things, including Arrival, which I know you're a fan of.
Wait. With Amy Adams?
Yeah, he's the Chinese general in the end. Anyway, He was also in The Farewell, Lulu Wang's, which you didn't see. And I think it's almost a distraction here because Lulu Wang's Farewell with Awkwafina straddles this Asian American experience juxtaposition, cultural juxtaposition, I thought much better. It also reminded me a little bit of that film Beginners, which Christopher Plummer won his Oscar for.
That film had a lot more life to it and passion.
Yes. The look of this film, it was lensed by Nigel Bluck, who did The Peanut Butter Falcon last year, among many other things. I really like the texture of...
The early New York scenes.
Yes,
yeah.
and I do really like the last shot of the film. Yang's screenplay doesn't give... Because it's all about this cultural tendency to not communicate one's feelings, and I almost think that is a detriment to the film as well, because we really don't get to know Grover as he comes to be known as an adult, but also the writing for Angela, played by Christine Ko.
Which one's Angela?
His daughter.
Oh, okay. She seems like the most passionate, because she is.
Yes, but he gives her a bunch of sequences that don't play very well, like when she's talking to her mother's new boyfriend.
Oh, I know what I was going to say. The scene where she's having like a party for Chinese New Year, and like the mom and her parents who are now divorced, and we're supposed to get a sense that like the mom has moved on and she's happier, and the dad is kind of miserable. I thought that scene in particular felt a lot like the Tommy Wiseau film The Room.
Yeah, okay.
Like the quality of acting, the dialogue. It's
very stilted.
Very stiff.
What did you like about the film? That's a long pause. Nothing? Okay, the aforementioned sequences.
I will say though, I do, like you said, this is it feels like a very personal story, and I think it may have a lot more impact from a cultural perspective.
Sure.
So, maybe if I were of Taiwanese background and I had Taiwanese parents, this would resonate with me more, but it just seems so on the nose. Like, my dad's so distant, and the character's so distant and flat, and everything about it's so flat, and it just doesn't seem like anything to be excited about. And then, like, is this a love story? Because I don't get the sense that he loved the woman he didn't end up marrying. And then when he reunites with her, so when the main guy, what's his name? Grover, you said?
His Americanized name.
When his wife, the mother of his children, says, "I'm leaving you," the immediate scene after is him hopping on Facebook and finding the old bitch and messaging her, and she responds, and it seems like months pass in like a 30-second period of them going back and forth, and then he says, "Let's meet," or she says, "Let's meet when I'm in New York." They meet for lunch or whatever, and it's cordial, but it's just like there's no vibrancy to anyone.
There isn't. It doesn't really pop with the poignancy that I would have liked to see. I
don't know who I'm supposed to feel except the daughter.
That said, I do like the scene with Fiona Fu, who plays the adult version of Zhenzhen, his arranged spouse. I do like that sequence for her, and also
the lady is the adult,
Joan Chen.
Yeah, I like her look. I like her acting.
Joan Chen's a beautiful woman. I mean, Joan Chen.
She's a big deal.
Twin Peaks, Donald Camel's failed Wild Side, Lust Caution. I mean, she's been around forever, and I wish that she had more to do in this.
Yeah, I'd watch her in something else.
Yeah, I like her a lot. Tzi Ma, he's a very respectable actor. I think he's very on the side of subtlety here. I think there is kind of an arc for him. To me, there's not really any kind of payoff.
No. What would you give this film?
I'd say 2 out of 5.
I would give it 2 out of 5. If you have Taiwanese parents, you might.
Oh, for sure. It's. I don't know. In 2 out of 5, I think it sounds like it's terrible.
I think there are a lot of corny. I think some of the dialogue's kind of corny. There's some scenes that are kind of corny.
Yeah, for
like lifetimey.
As many things as it does have going for it, it could have been brushed up a little bit, I think. But
anything else?
No.
Bye.
Bye.